Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Monday, October 9th, 2017. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimension, and all other souls from all other... There's more than one deeper, denser dimension.
That's true.
Child souls from all deeper, denser dimensions, not just the one immediately beneath this. This was coming up just this morning. I'm not sure who's speaking, but it's somebody who has been participating in the search for truth efforts for what feels to them like a very long time.
That's true.
It's probably a smaller level soul. And
That's
this
true.
soul is talking about all the very many smaller levels there are, and that's now there's many people chiming in saying, well, that's certainly true. There are soul consciousnesses at the levels of the ground zero host lives, and there's soul consciousnesses at the levels of the tissues and the cells and the molecules and the atoms, and of course they're being very generous now. Of course, the neutrons, protons, and electrons, and they're being very generous in their assessment right there.
Yeah.
And of course the lesser beings, and then they're just rolling off all other deeper, denser dimension sentiences as lesser beings.
Yes, that's true.
But now, in order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution so everyone stands on his or her own merits regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin, what now? That person is a little bit taken aback because they do recognize that that is one of the core assignments that we, the Search for Truth community operating out of these two ground zero host lives, are supposed to be working on at this particular era of the process.
That's
in
true.
this particular era of the process.
That's true.
But now, in order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. Find the aid station portals and stick your hand through the portals and push off the edge of the portal to line up with those portals, reaching for higher and higher portals, and feel around for that ancient interdimensional highway and line up with it at a back or side, something vertical, and feel around for our own individual life paths, all of us for ourselves, all souls, as well as for the collective of the host life. Find it. Draw the life path into alignment with the portals, which it is not the path that moves, of course. We are the ones who move.
That's
but
true.
The perception is of drawing the path into alignment.
That's true.
And we ourselves come into alignment, and now we ask up. But now, in order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. And also, really, what now, in order to do anything, because the moment I let go of my life path, just this fast, something happens to pull it away.
That's true.
In other words, to pull the sentiences off the life paths, off their own life paths.
That's true.
This is what we were asking yesterday. Is this a violation of divine law for souls to be pulling presences off the life path for the host life? We really want to know. Okay, asking that question, now I'm able to remove the grip on the life path without being immediately knocked off it.
That's true.
That would suggest, strongly suggest, and some might say prove it is indeed a violation of divine law.
That's true.
For souls to knock lives off their soul plan life path.
That's true.
Which way is up?
Which way is up?
Let's pump up dead children from the photon levels and from the quark levels and from levels even smaller than their levels.
Oh.
straight up through these aid station portals, while keeping awareness of this ancient interdimensional highway and of the life paths for the host lives. Now we feel as if we're rotating.
That's true.
We could be rotating backward.
That's true.
Is it a violation of divine law to rotate souls backward on the life path? We want to know.
No.
And now we can rotate back forward again.
That's true.
The fact that they let go when we ask that question would strongly suggest, and some might say prove, that it is indeed a violation to rotate souls backward on the life path, especially inside somebody's asking what we notice. We know, which is a statement of belief. Something that we know is what we're actually believing. That other use of the word belief isn't really a belief. A belief is what we know to be true. We know to be true that these sessions are sacred experiences, fundamentally a prayer, in other words.
That's true.
And while someone is praying how to live his or her soul plan, it is surely a violation. We believe what was just demonstrated is that it is in fact a violation of divine law to interfere with that prayer, that communion with spirit, with higher powers.
That's true.
Why do you ask? Those presences are asking to get those other people to let go and stop messing with the souls on the life path.
Yes.
They believe that other group is wrong and shouldn't be messing with the soul plans.
Yes.
And the alignment with the soul plans. They presumably would be willing to do something similar if the situation were reversed.
That's true.
Why do
you ask?
I'm just so happy to be outside again. This is clearly a nature realm's presence.
That's true.
Who has been under house arrest, quote unquote, because we're trying to not walk while so many baby toads are moving through this property.
That's true.
And this nature realm's presence does not feel as though he signed up for house arrest.
No, that's true.
He signed up for a life that had significant amounts of outside time every day.
That's true.
And there's toadlets right at our feet and everywhere. They're
true.
all around, and they're coming toward us from all directions. I can see toadlets coming toward us.
That's true.
Interesting. This toadlet is just passing by us. He's not coming toward us. He's just moving through this area. He's moving back in the direction from whence they all came initially.
That's true. That toadlet also seems to be moving back.
Yes. Somebody's asking what we think is happening, and the conclusion we've come to, which may be incorrect, is that these toadlets are simply looking for a safe place to live, and that all the good spots are already taken, and every place they go that's a good spot, somebody says, we've got this space, go find your own good place.
That's true.
And they've just been going back and forth up this, what to them must be an enormous hill.
That's true.
And they're babies, and they look so tired because there's such a long, somebody asked, what do I base that on? There's such a long gap between their hops. That one doesn't look so tired.
No, this one's moving pretty fast.
Yes. But some of the others look extremely tired.
That's true.
Or hungry. What now? In order to update the antiquated laws of karmic attribution, so everyone stands on his or her own merits, regardless of size, gender, sexual orientation, or dimension of origin. What now? And once more check our alignment with regard to the portals, with regard to the ancient interdimensional highway, with regard to the life paths. We're off the life path again. So the other two alignments were decent.
That's true.
But we're off the life path. Let's find it again. Right here, in a matter of a couple of minutes, inside what is fundamentally a prayer,
That's true.
we are not able to stay on the life paths. Please show us what we can do better. How can we do this better? Somebody's suggesting to stake ourselves off, but we can't do that and still stay in forward motion, and we're supposed to stay in forward motion.
That's true.
How can we do this better? Oh, we have set up to film right underneath this hazard, this
That's
branch
true.
that was broken in the hurricane and is just hanging, waiting to fall.
Yes.
I don't think it would hit the camera. I think it would fall right there.
I don't know.
We have a question. When we were setting up, did anybody tell us, watch out, you're setting up too close to directly underneath that hanging dead branch?
I see the question going up, and then I see a little hand
I see it, I'm
waving
sorry.
way up high and just barely off the Search for Truth central axis.
I see it, I'm sorry. I can feel that it's true,
I feel that it's true.
presence was saying, don't set up there, danger, danger.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
The presence is saying, I wanted to lean forward and speak louder, but I was afraid they would smoosh me if I leaned too close to the pillar.
I think that's true. I
think
think they would have
that's
smushed
true.
you, so you did the right thing.
They're
You did
so
the
sad.
right thing. It's okay. It's okay. Look,
It's
what will be will be.
It's okay.
We ask that that branch stay in place until all these little baby toads are out of the way.
That's true.
But now, in order to evacuate the deeper, denser dimensions, I feel myself once more drifting off the life path.
That's true.
I was holding on to the portals and holding on to the ancient highway.
Yes,
But I only have two hands.
that's true.
And now I'm drifting off the life path again. When I hold the life path, I start to veer away from the portals.
That's true.
Or from the ancient highway.
That's true.
Interesting. What now? We only, these host lives have two hands at the dimension, at the dense, oh wow. These host lives have two hands at the density of the dimension of ground zero, and when we let go of any of the 3 points of reference that are necessary in order to maintain alignment, we drift off the point that was just released.
That's true.
What now? Somebody's asking what we make of this. It's a smaller presence who's answering.
That's true.
We think this is too turbulent. We don't think this works. We think there's too much pushing and shoving, or more like pulling and tugging. It feels like tug-of-war matches. This little toad is coming directly for us.
That's true.
He's coming directly for us. There is
And
that one is coming directly for us, and
That
this one
one's
coming directly for us.
us.
Some are passing by, but some are coming directly for us.
That's true.
How in the world are we going to be able to leave this place? It's going to take a lot of shooing.
That's true.
Look how many there are.
So many toads.
There are hundreds of toadlets moving to us and past us. This guy is about to jump on our foot.
That's true.
He's just right there.
Here
He's
he
on there,
goes,
on the foot and off it again, going, oh my God. Now he's on the foot
On the foot
again. He's
again.
crawling on the foot. What now? What now? Well, they're asking a question of what we make of this little toad.
Yes.
crawling on our foot. And also what used to happen with rabbits, where rabbits would act as if we were invisible.
That's true.
And they wouldn't run away when we would walk past them.
That's true. Why do you ask?
Why do you ask? We don't have an answer, and we also don't have alternate instructions. We have... I don't know the answer.
That's true.
We would just like the record to show that we're asking how to stay on the life path. And there's not an answer coming in that we can hear right now, but that doesn't mean there isn't an answer coming in.
That's true.
There could be an answer coming in from much higher above. And so we would just like to send this question up as high as we can. Given the needs to maintain points of reference that exceed the numbers of hands we have,
yes.
How at this dimensional level, and given the assignment to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work inside these containers,
yes.
How do we stay on the life path for the container itself? Because we recognize the needs of the greater good do matter more than the needs of individuals and groups.
That's true.
And in this case, the greater good for the deeper, denser dimension presences is the host life. That's the first level of greater good.
That's true.
And if we're unable to maintain alignment with the life path of the host life, which is the greater good,
yes.
we're not able to stay in alignment with what we're supposed to be doing.
That's true.
Please help us. How do we stay in alignment with the life path for the greater good? How do we, as a collection of deeper, denser dimension sentiences, stay on the life path for the greater good? And we can, of course, see the metaphor for example, planet Earth, which is a collection of, which is represented by a collection of deeper, denser dimension presences, all cells in the biosphere of planet Earth.
That's true.
And at that level, we're crashing the biosphere. We're murdering it. Fast and hard.
That's true.
And if we can't do it at this smaller level, if we can't maintain awareness of the greater good and stay on the life path, then how are we ever going to be able to do it for a larger collective such as a biosphere known as planet Earth? How?